Welcome to Respect the Hunt. We are Crable Creek Outdoors, and here on episode 3 of the series for the beginning whitetail archer, we have titled this one Weapon of Choice. Here in Ohio, we have several options. You can use longbow, recurve, compound, crossbow, all types of anything in those categories. And as we have stated before, you need to verify legal weapons in your state by visiting your DNR website or look in your hunting laws. So here our crew represents compound and crossbow mostly. Inside the crossbow, Bo's talked about in his profile, there are vertical crossbows as well. So as we start to look at some of these options, the main point to remember out of this episode is practice, practice, practice. When you go into the timber, you have a responsibility to have an extreme amount of confidence in your equipment and confidence in your ability to hit your spot and know your distance limitations. I'm going to stop and insert something here that I believe that all new archery hunters have to be able to mentally come to grips with. It is the fact that you may put an arrow in an animal and not be able to recover it. It's definitely a situation that will happen. It's not maybe, but definitely will if you participate in this adventure very long. All of that being said, once the arrow is released, that's when the real work begins. Tracking the animal, recovering it, getting it out of the woods, and processing the animal. The anatomy of the deer, we'll get to that, and shot placement in a later video. We'll show several examples of that. For now, let's get into the hunts. In this video, we're showing 2 successful hunts, one with a crossbow and the other one with a vertical crossbow. Both of these hunts are bow. The first takes place on 10/17/22. Starts out a 45-degree morning hunt, occurs in a hang-on stand on private ground. We have a dead south wind for the entire hunt, warms up to 70 degrees before everything was completed on this one. So we'll run this one backwards, and the shot's already occurred. We're going to use the time after to insert the overview slide to show you how this one played out. So this hunt occurs on a creek line here. It has great timber cover on both sides of the creek. You can see the stand site here on the south side of the creek and how the deer was traveling east to west. He was about up against the edge of that creek line. He was coming out of some bedding that is there. There was about a 4 to 5 mile an hour south wind on that day, and you'll hear me say stop him, and that occurred due to the fact he was getting ready to hit our scent stream. Now certainly we all try to stop the deer to make the shot, but this one he was getting very close to getting right in our stream. Maybe we got lucky and it would have blown over him, but if possible, don't take that chance with the wind. So Bo makes a good shot here with his crossbow. This could be a situation as fast as it occurred that if he was using his compound, deer may have gotten past us or winded us before he would have been able to draw and make the shot. On this setup, we were able to access this one extremely easily. We come in from the road, which is to the east, and then we're out in the ag field, and then just where that bend occurs before you would be walking up to the stand, we can dive right to that tree line. Unless there's deer out in that ag field, you can this one's almost bulletproof. There's so much natural screening, about 7 foot tall right there, right up to that stand location. So it allows us to just take advantage of nature there, if you will. What the good Lord has provided, we use to our advantage. This is a farm where we can't do a lot of manipulation. We certainly have great access to it, but as far as cutting or planting anything, it's pretty restricted. So just so much low dense cover there. that it just acts like a natural screening for us up until the late season hits. All of these factors and paying attention to them led to a successful deer kill on this morning. Again, we head back to the hunt as the recovery unfolds.
I heard a little creak. I can't help. I heard a little creak. Keep an eye on it. Keep heads up in the air.
Have at it.
Good.
Oh, he might be good.
Maybe. Whoop, there it goes. Ooh. That's cold.
I'd just make it quick and go get it.
Yeah, nothing to do.
Throw it on his antler and get out of there. Sometimes you just got to go swimming.
Yep. I'm good with it.
Yeah, good for.
Out at the truck, I was like, I'm gonna go in because I feel like I don't mind to suffer a little bit for this one.
Well, when I got my boots out of the truck, I said I'm not going in.
Yeah. For his sake.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your help and for the donation to the cause. There he is.
This second hunt takes place on 10/4/24. Starts out as a 55-degree morning hunt. It occurs out of a saddle on private ground, and again, we talked about this one will be with the vertical crossbow. There was also a west wind for this hunt. It warmed up in high 70s before it was completed. We may have got to 80. Both of these hunts for Bo had a little bit of added pressure to get some meat in the freezer. One of the greatest blessings from God was coming into him and his wife's life. Both hunts were just days ahead of the birth of their two beautiful children.
Friday morning, October the 7th. It's just a little after legal light here in Ohio. I am set up on the east side of the property that we normally hunt. Got a bit of a kind of west-northwest wind this morning. It's supposed to shift around a little bit, but good news is we were able to get into the east side because they picked the corn early this year. So normally, for whatever reason, I think because this side holds water a little bit more, they don't get to pick the corn until a little bit later in the season. But picked it here first week of October, and being a little bit aggressive this morning. So this isn't the perfect wind to get over here, but because we had the opportunity, wanted to try to take advantage. So I'm in a saddle setup, really not far from one of the permanent stands we've got. In fact, you can see it just over my shoulder. There's the ladder, so I'm probably only 20 yards in front of that, but should give me a little bit different shots. Mainly the reason I set up here is because, again, trying to get aggressive and getting this side on the wind, but be smart about where I can sit. So with a bit of a northwest wind, should be kind of coming and heading out over this shoulder back into the field, which is good because over to my right is the reason that I set up in this spot. So there's a trail over there. It was pretty well traveled late last year during the rut into the late season. Could have been in the early season as well, but again, I wasn't able to hunt this particular spot, so I can't confirm that for sure. But wanted to be able to have shots over there, while also taking advantage of the trails that pass in front of, again, that ladder stand right there. So kind of at the intersection of a couple of those this morning. Feeling pretty good about the spot. It's about 50 degrees, a little bit cooler than it was yesterday morning. And again, they were actually working this field yesterday, so I haven't picked all of it, but picked enough to allow us to get in here. So hoping that after all the commotion yesterday, things have settled a little bit, and we'll be able to take advantage of getting over here into the spot in the early season. So it's probably about 10 till 9 o'clock right now. About 5 minutes ago, I just had 2 bucks come in, both pretty young, and one of them came nearly right under my stand, and we got an arrow in him through it. But he went up here.
Okay.
I only got to that little plant.
I got you.
And then he came out there, and they walked out the gully.
Okay.
There's more. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure.
No.
Looks like it.
Yep.
I'll duck in.
That's my guess. Keep going. Keep going. That was a quick, clean, double lung kill.
Awesome.
Beautiful, man.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your help.
Look at that.
Another
That was
baby
a great
buck.
shot. Hey.
Another pre-baby buck.
Yes, sir. The Spoon and Crockett Club lives, and he got it done before his child is born.
Yeah, man, look at him.
Nice. That's a perfect shot, Bob.
Yep, smoking. Smoking.
Hey, maybe there is something with that 2-blade.
Maybe.
Maybe that's good for me to know.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Lord. That's awesome. Check him out. He looks like the buck on that Spoon and Crockpot t-shirt. He got a spike and a fork. Because he did. He jumped, mule kicked. I'm like, sweet. And when he stopped, gathered himself, and then just walked. I'm like, that's really odd. Because he didn't, to me, look like a liver hit deer where he'd be hunched and have his tail down. He was just normally walking. And it almost looks like on this trail, that's just what he did. He just moseyed his way through, spit out blood a couple times, got in here, stumbled, and fell over.
It's just crazy sometimes how things work out. Both of these hunts show that paying attention to details when setting up for a hunt can pay off to fill the freezer. On both hunts, normal deer travel and setting up to put the wind in your favor paid off. So thanks for joining us for this episode. If you would, hit the like and subscribe button. That helps us out. You can send it to someone if you think they could benefit from some of these basic details just to help them put some meat in their freezer this fall.